Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Good morning and welcome to Squiz Kids, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Bryce Corbett. It's Wednesday, November 18. In Squiz Kids today, good news on the vaccine front. The world's biggest Lego set. It's State of Origin Decider time. And Billie Eilish headlines Aussie Music Awards. That's what's making news, kids style.
The Lowdown.
The great global vaccine race stepped it up another notch yesterday with the announcement by the US drug company Moderna that it had developed a COVID vaccine that was 95% effective. The good news comes only a week after another drug company, Pfizer, announced it had developed a vaccine that was 90% effective. There's still some months to go before either vaccine, or any others that might come along, would be ready to be sent out into the world. But it's a welcome ray of hope amidst news that cases of coronavirus in places like the United States and Europe are spiking again. It was a happy day yesterday too for the 4 astronauts aboard the SpaceX rocket ship Resilience. Their spacecraft met up with the International Space Station and the 4 scientists clambered aboard the place they will now call home for the next few months. Why is the SpaceX program such a big deal? Think of it like a taxi service for astronauts. A rocket NASA is hiring to get its people up into space. And the possibilities for a service like that are as vast as the night sky itself. I've stuck a bunch of links in today's episode notes to videos of the SpaceX capsule making its way through space, docking with the International Space Station, and the crew members transferring from capsule to station. Japanese crew member Soichi Noguchi can be seen entering the International Space Station with a baby Yoda toy. Because where else does Yoda belong but in space?
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in Denmark, where the creators of Lego have unveiled their biggest creation yet. It's a Lego Colosseum, a replica of the famous Roman stadium where gladiators used to fight back in ancient Rome. And get this, it's a Lego set that contains 9,036 pieces, making it the biggest one the company has ever produced. Bigger even than the Millennium Falcon Lego set, which has only a paltry 7,541 pieces. Poof! Once fully constructed, the Lego Colosseum measures almost 30 centimetres high and 52 centimetres wide. Sounds like you'd need a spare room just to build it. And with a $750 price tag, it's maybe more of a substantial investment than a Christmas stocking filler. There's a link in today's episode notes to a video of the mega build. You're welcome.
Sport time!
There was a last-minute shuffling of the decks yesterday as both coaches for tonight's State of Origin made final selections for their starting lineups. With one game apiece, tonight's match in Brisbane will decide who wins the series, and sparks are expected to fly. Maroons coach Wayne Bennett yesterday ruled out star winger Xavier Coates due to injury to be replaced on the wing by Edric Lee, who will be making his Origin debut. And while star fullback Ryan Pappenhausen was widely expected to make the starting lineup for the Blues, coach Brad Fittler appears to have decided to stick with the team that got the job done so well last week. With COVID restrictions in Queensland mostly relaxed, a capacity crowd of 52,000 is expected at the stadium. I'm going to guess most of them will be wearing maroon.
Pop Culture Corner.
In what organisers are rightly describing as a great get, there was news yesterday that the mistress of melancholy herself, Billie Eilish, will be the headline act at next week's ARIA Awards. The American singer-songwriter, who I sometimes think sounds like she's about to fall asleep even as she sings, will beam in via satellite from her home in Los Angeles to perform her new single. So too will chandelier and titanium singer-songwriter Sia, who will also contribute a socially distant performance from her home in Los Angeles. The ARIA Awards are the Australian Music Awards, and they're happening next Wednesday night and will be on the telly. What are you going to wear?
Hey everyone, Rosie here again. Just checking in one last time to let you all know we're down to the wire. Today's the last day to submit your vote for the Listener's Choice Award at the Australian Podcast Awards. We're so close to winning, I can almost taste it. We just need one last burst of votes and I reckon the kids of Australia can claim this prize. If you haven't voted, please do so. I'd really appreciate it. And so would my dad. Visit australianpodcastawards.com/vote or follow the link in today's episode notes. Thank you. Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. What's the name of the SpaceX capsule that docked yesterday with the International Space Station? That's right, it's Resilience. Question number 2. What famous ancient structure in Rome has been replicated in a 9,000-piece Lego set? Yeah, it's the Colosseum. Question number 3. Name the awesome American singer who will be headlining next week's ARIA Awards. Yeah, it's Billie Eilish.
Shout outs.
It's November 18, Mickey Mouse's birthday. He turns 92 today. Looks pretty good for his age. It's also Minecraft's 9th birthday. Woohoo! And it's only 37 sleeps till Christmas. Let it snow, let it snow, let it snow. It's also a special day for these Squiz kids celebrating a birthday today. Olivia from Glenbrook, Jerry from Eastwood, Ella from Craigburn, Talia from Blacktown, Kritika from Perth, Mia from Roseville, Narendra from Albany Hills, Giselle from Longueville, Ollie from Semaphore, Annabelle and Elizabeth from Rabina, Olivia from Door Park, and Zalia all the way from Hong Kong. And some belated birthday shout-outs to Harvey from Singleton and Alexis from Revesby. Happy birthday one and all. And today's classroom shout-outs go to Mr. Inglis and all of 3I at Listerfield Primary School, Class 3S at Fairfield Heights Public School, Class 2-3H with Mrs. Hockey at Balgownie Public School, and Class 3-4L with Miss Littlewood at Adamstown Public School. And a very special shout out to Class 3-4T from Vasey Public School with their fabulous teacher Miss T, who is celebrating a birthday today. Don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids. We'll be back again tomorrow. In the meantime, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out. Squiz Kids is proudly supported by the Judith Neilson Institute for Journalism and Ideas.
Squiz Kids.
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.